Thank you, Mr. Chair, and Mr. Ross, congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you, Senator.
And I'm sorry I haven't been, we have two hearings going on at the same time, so we're back and forth. And I wanted to thank you again for coming to my office and meeting with me. I wanted to touch on just about three issues. The first, small business. New Hampshire's been rated the best state for business friendliness in the country, and many of the businesses in New Hampshire are small businesses. In fact, the majority of them are. During our meeting, you emphasized that one of the Department of Commerce's main roles in finding ways to help small businesses is to help small businesses find ways to grow and be able to export their products. In the most recent monthly report from the Export-Import Bank, New Hampshire businesses and small businesses financed almost $800,000 in exports from New Hampshire. How will you coordinate and work with other departments and administrations, such as the Small Business Administration and the Ex-Im Bank, through existing or new collaborative programs to achieve these goals?
Well, I believe that we need some mechanism that helps finance exports. All the other countries around the world have one. I know there have been some individual criticisms of various aspects of Ex-Im, but I think the idea of some sort of financing tool, particularly for small businesses, is really important. If you're a little manufacturer somewhere in the heartland and you've never exported, just trying to figure out how do you get letters of credit so that you can really do the business can be daunting.
Yeah.
And I think that part of Department of Commerce with its field offices needs to be even a better outreach to the small business community to say, yes, we know it's a big challenge. We're here to help you. We'll help you figure out the letter of credit. Because however good their product is, if they're not able to work out things like letter of credit, they're not going to export.
Yeah.
And I think it's tragic that only a couple percentage points of all American businesses ever export anything. That can't be the best solution, and it can't be the right solution.
Thank you. I wanted to talk a little bit just on what the department and we can all do to help innovation-based companies. In Manchester, New Hampshire, we have businesses like Scribe Software and Retrieve Technologies, Silver Tech, and Dine. And it's really helping us position our largest city as one of the top emerging areas for tech jobs in the country. So how can the Department of Commerce on its own and with other organizations support innovation-based new and young businesses and really help them grow?
Well, I think we need to outreach. There are also private sector enterprises like the National Association of Manufacturers, which has some 14,000 mostly smaller companies as members. I'm very grateful that they are one of the groups that has endorsed my nomination for Commerce, and I intend to work very closely with them because I think they have very many of the similar objectives to what you and I discussed in your office.
Great.
And there are other groups similarly. These state development agencies can also be useful things because more and more states have export development agencies, not just those to attract factories to their locales.
Great. Thank you. Third, and I know a couple of the other senators have touched on the issue of fisheries this morning. I just wanted to touch on a New Hampshire-specific issue. The work that NOAA does is so important, and I look forward to working together with them in the future. It provides essential and sometimes life-saving information and services, weather forecasts, severe storm warnings, climate monitoring. But in New Hampshire, we have a particular issue. We have almost, if not exclusively, a small boat fishing industry. The industry is more sensitive to changes in the fee structure as prescribed by NOAA than many. And in the new rules, NOAA has said that fishermen will have to pay for at-sea monitors, which in New Hampshire is costing small boat fishermen as much as $700 a day, and it's just not sustainable. So in 2016, NOAA agreed to pay 85% of that cost, but in 2017, unless we do something about it, that cost is going to shift back to our fishers unless another agreement is reached. So how would you approach negotiations with small businesses and industries in this and other situations similar to this?
Well, as we discussed, it's really a question of how can we set up the least expensive mechanism for assuring that people are adhering to the rules.
Yeah.
And usually, putting in technological devices is a net saver of costs. It sounds in this particular case like it's the reverse. So I would look forward to researching that and trying to figure out how do we accomplish the necessary objective of enforcement without putting undue hardship on the small boat fishermen.
Thank you very much. And again, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you, Senator Hassan.